Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to unpack a seriously powerful evaluation framework for measuring real, tangible change in incredibly complex environments. Today, we're diving into a brilliant model presented by AAYAN, which beautifully unpacks the outcome harvesting methodology, a concept originally developed by Ricardo Wilson-Grau and his colleagues. Look, if you've ever struggled to prove the actual real-world value of your organization's work beyond just, checking boxes on a to-do list, well, you are absolutely in the right place. Okay, here's our agenda for today. We'll hit 1, the results challenge, 2, defining outcome harvesting, 3, the 4 core questions, 4, the systems impact puzzle, and finally, number 5, explaining true impact. Let's jump right in.
Section 1, the results challenge.
So here's the thing. Organizations often get totally stuck in this comfort zone of just counting outputs, right? Rather than observing real-world behavioral changes. We call this the trap of simply reporting activities. It's like listing out how many workshops you held, how many manuals you printed, or how many meetings you attended. It's merely a list of actions. The massive shift we desperately need today is moving away from that and instead explaining outcomes, learning, and actual impact. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what you did, it's about what actually changed because of what you did. Which brings us to Section 2, defining outcome harvesting. So what exactly is outcome harvesting? Well, it's tailored specifically for understanding results and contribution in really complex development programs. Think about it. In simple projects, cause and effect? Super obvious. But in complex systems like systemic social change or large-scale development, change emerges unpredictably. Outcome harvesting totally embraces this complexity of change. Instead of tracking progress against some rigid, predefined plan, it actually starts by looking at the change that emerged. It collects evidence of what already changed in the real world and then works backwards to figure out if and exactly how an intervention contributed to those changes. This framework breaks the whole concept down into a highly practical organizational tool. Honestly, it has massive sector-wide applications. It acts like a bridge connecting your everyday outcomes with those much larger systemic impacts, giving you a complete roadmap for moving from just doing basic activities to understanding and verifying genuine, sustained change. It's absolutely fantastic for unlocking huge organizational benefits. Let's move on to Section 3, the 4 core questions. The first big question we ask is simple, but honestly profound. What changed? In this framework, an outcome isn't just some abstract goal floating in the sky. It is strictly defined as a demonstrable, real shift in the behavior, relationships, actions, or policies of a specific societal actor. We're not asking if we followed our internal plan. We're hunting for observable behavioral changes out in the real world. That is our absolute necessary starting line. Next up, the second question shifts our focus from strict isolated attribution over to contribution. Who contributed and how? Look, in complex environments, claiming direct 100% attribution for a huge societal shift, it's pretty much impossible. It's almost always a team effort, right? A partnership or a mix of various programs over time. So this question demands we gather evidence to prove exactly how our specific intervention plausibly contributed to that larger behavioral change we just identified. Our third question is all about learning. This totally transforms evaluation from a boring, static audit into a really dynamic decision-making tool. The core outcome harvesting process works exactly like this. You identify what changed, formulate how you contributed, gather the evidence, verify your findings, analyze the results, and then learn. What can we actually learn here? Did our strategy work the way we thought? This turns outcome harvesting into an incredible learning and decision tool, ensuring teams adapt and get smarter with every single project. Finally, the framework demands we look at the ultimate impact. What difference does it actually make? See, there's a huge difference between an outcome, which remember is a specific behavior change, and impact, which is the wider, sustained difference that change makes in society or the system as a whole. You might have changed a behavior, sure, but does it actually improve lives? That is the ultimate test of your program's true value. All right, Section 4, the systems impact puzzle. Generating this kind of impact requires deep organizational synergy. You really can't just ask those 4 core questions in a vacuum and hope for the best. The actual outcome harvesting process requires a well-oiled machine. Different organizational elements have to interlock perfectly to support this kind of continuous, rigorous evaluation. To generate truly meaningful change, you have to seamlessly connect your people and your strategy with robust evidence and strong structural systems. This interlocking puzzle is what allows organizations to reap the true benefits of outcome harvesting. It ensures the strategy your people are executing is actually aligned with and supported by verified evidence and rock-solid internal systems. And sitting right at the very heart of these interlocking pieces? Impact. This proves that true difference-making isn't just a standalone piece you can buy or somehow manufacture on its own. Impact is the core result of integration. When your people, strategy, evidence, and systems click together seamlessly, the light bulb turns on, and sustained change actually becomes a reality. Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, Explaining True Impact. The overarching philosophy of this framework, as presented by AAYAN out of Islamabad, Pakistan, is really built upon a foundational reflection on three critical things: evidence, systems, and impact. It's this bold declaration that impact just isn't a standalone metric. Actually, your impact is a direct reflection of the quality of your evidence and the sheer strength of the systems you have in place to sustain it. So I'll leave you with this. Are you still just showing up to the office and reporting what you did today? Or are you finally ready to use outcome harvesting to explain the true, undeniable impact of your work? To dive deeper into this framework and learn how to fully apply it for yourself, make sure to check out www.AAYANsolutions.net. It is time to stop counting activities and start harvesting your true outcomes. What will your real impact be?